Okay, so part two. Um, you know, whatever's happened to you in your life, if you've been a negative person or discouraged person, your whole life, that's fine. Your past doesn't define what your future is. And I've had someone tell me that. The best indicator of your future, what you're going to be like in your future is what you've done in the past. That's baloney. What the best indicator is what you decide to do today. Period. And that doesn't mean that you keep going around screwing up and being lame and being negative and then just saying, well, okay, I'll just start over tomorrow and whatever. Have the right attitude about it. But I guess the second thing that I do is I make it a point to search out positive, encouraging, knowledgeable, motivating people. As far as fitness, what did I do? Did I sit around and say, okay, I'm going to take Slim Fast and hope I lose weight? No. I'm a voracious reader. I read all I can. I go to the library. I'm online all the time. That's how I started getting into blogs. Getting into blogs made me start my own blog. I started my own blog just for a habit. I mean, really, it was a thing between me and Sherry that I was like, hey, I'm putting it out there. I want to take things up to the next level. And now, I had no plans, but now I'm looking at, what, this is going to be part of what I'm going to be doing for my living. I want to start, really taking a focus and making this better and serving other people with what I can offer here and bringing other people into this this whole online thing that I'm doing. That's part of what I want to do. And I've been fortunate enough to have people interested in what I have to say and the information that I'm finding that I can share with you guys. I mean, that's incredible. But I have chosen to seek out people that are doing something, that have done something, and that want to share. How many people out there have, they've been in a figure competition or they've turned their life around and they're not sitting there, going around on their boat saying, that's fine, I'm not going to tell you my secrets. Haven't you noticed that some of the most successful people, they want to share with other people. They want to share their enthusiasm, share their passion, tell you how they did it in whatever way, whether it's weight loss or financially with a job or, marriage or relationships or whatever. There's a ton of great people out there, and it's just like that old story I've always posted. Whatever it is that you feed is what's going to take over in your life. So if you are negative and you get up every day and you start talking negative and you start saying, oh God, this day sucks, my job's gonna suck, I hate my job, I'm never gonna lose weight. Everything that comes out of your mouth, whether it's verbally or in your mind, if you're constantly saying, I can't, I won't, I don't have this, I hate this, I can't, all of those kind of words, that's what you're thinking about. If you haven't watched The Secret, seriously, get the DVD. And you can choose to look at that anyway, but it is true. Like I said in the first vlog tonight, if you look at groups of people, you're either going to see groups of people that are always negative, and usually those people aren't doing anything with their lives. They're miserable. All they do is talk about being miserable, and they're usually not successful, and they just continue. So maybe you have friends like that. That doesn't mean you say, I'm not going to be your friend anymore. It just means that you're not going to necessarily, feed that into your life. And sometimes you have to be around people like that. But if they say crap to you, and they will, you just got to be like, well, you know what? That's not the way I look at it. And I'm happy, and I'm excited, and I'm making a difference in my life. And, one of these days I hope you'll join me. And if you choose to hang around the right people and read blogs or, get on Twitter, get on Facebook. I mean, the people that I've connected with, my God, I know I keep saying that to you, but I mean, I've met people that mean so much to me already, and they have been so willing to reach out and help in so many different ways, whether it's introducing me to somebody for an interview or giving me advice or helping me with an introduction or saying, hey, why don't you be part of this group? I mean, that's a blessing. And you've got to get up every day and search that out and then live your life with an attitude of gratitude. And I know I'm saying maybe like a lot of cliches here, but I'm just telling you, I believe it. It's changed my life when I decided to live like this. It doesn't come naturally. I choose to be this way. I think it comes naturally to some extent now, but that's just because I practiced enough every day, getting up and saying, okay, look at this home I live in. I live in this beautiful home. I have a roof over my head. like I said, I had a job, but I will have a job. I have talent that God has given me. I have a brain like a sponge. I'm learning more so I can do more. I'm surrounded by people that only want to help me and pray for me and care for me and lift me up. And I continue to feed my brain. I feed my brain so I can learn more, but I feed my brain positive messages. I mean, you guys, I have a bookshelf back here that's filled with great books. John Maxwell, Brian Tracy, Dream Giver, Bruce Wilkinson, Joel Osteen. I mean, and these are not things that I read once and I put it away. These are books that I read over and over because Zig Ziglar, you know, I'll go back and like Cynthia started reading The Success Principles by Jack Canfield, and I was like, wow, you know, that's great. And I started, I got it from the library and I'm listening to it in my car, and I'm getting so much new stuff from that. Again, I'd already read it. And you guys hear me, I'm sharing it to you again. I'm learning it all over again. But sometimes you can hear something a year ago and it might have been like, wow, that was great, but it doesn't hit you until you need to hear it again. And all that to say is, I think that these are all things, and I hope I'm answering your questions, that help me stay up, stay positive. It's not inherent in any of us, really, I think, to get up and just be positive. It's a choice, and it's something you practice at. It's kind of like if you're a football player, you go to practice every day. You don't just wake up one day and say, realize that you're a great football player and that's it. The best football players, basketball players, any kind of sports figure, you know, they have to practice all the time. Actresses, whatever, they practice. You know, Demi Moore, she had to go to strip clubs to do a lot of research for that stripper role. So anyway, those are my thoughts, is that if you are around people and you realize that they are successful, that they're on fire, that they've turned their life around, that they've lost a ton of weight, or they've lost a ton of weight and they've revived their marriage, or maybe they got divorced and then they met somebody else, they did a total career 360 or whatever, and they're doing something, hang around them, ask them what they're reading. I'll tell you what, it really is true. Reading is key. Listen to stuff in your car, audio tapes of some of these authors I've mentioned. You don't need to sit and listen to music. You listen to music when you're at the gym and you've got it on your iPod, or when you're running. Pour that stuff into your brain. Read an hour a day in your field if you're working, or if it's fitness. Read about an hour of fitness. Think about how much you'll learn in a year, and then try to do at least half an hour a day of some kind of personal growth and development. Don't shake your head at it and think it's silly, because you know what? I'm going to say this again. The people that laugh at, personal development, or somebody like, oh, I'm going to lose his name. What's the guy's name? Real tall guy, the walk on coals guy, whatever. You can laugh all you want and maybe think it's hokey or cheesy or whatever, but last time I checked, it seems that those people are pretty damn successful. They're doing what they say they're doing. They're out there, and yeah, they're making money off their books or their CDs, but hello, that's what you do with your life. You find something to do that you love and that you're passionate about, and you'll end up making money off of it. That's not a bad thing. And look at what they're doing. If they're sharing that and that's changing other people's lives and that's how they make their living, who are we to talk about that? So who says you couldn't be doing the same thing? So check it out. It really will change your life when you start feeding in these messages and when you start listening to somebody else, because all it takes sometimes is somebody else saying something differently. That's like when I listen to Joel Osteen, he'll take some of the simplest things and put it in a way where I'm like, whoa, and sometimes I write it on my blogs. I'm like, I just love how he said it. It makes me, look at things in a totally different manner. So, those are my keys, if you will. I mean, those are the things that I focus on. I surround myself with people that are like-minded. I constantly focus, when I can, as much as I can, on encouraging other people and building people up, and I'm sincere in that, because it makes me feel good to help somebody else. I get up every day and I try to be grateful. How hard is it to be grateful? My cup overflows. I mean, seriously. I just need to make sure my coffee doesn't overflow. And then, again, just continually educate yourself and pour good messages into your brain and your soul and your body. Work on your body, but work on your soul too. And if you work on both, that's a win-win overall. So those are my encouraging, motivating key thoughts for the day. And maybe If you stay tuned, I might even do a vlog 3.